Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. This is Sarah here. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Please do not forget to subscribe and hit on the notification bell to get notified anytime I post a new video. And to my OGs, thank you all so much. I wouldn't be here without you all. So let's get right into today's video. So as you can tell by the title of the video, we are going to be measuring and transferring our head measurement for a glueless wig. We'll be needing our tape measure, our canvas head, our T-pins, and also it is advised to measure your hair whilst it's being plaited down flat in simple cornrows, let's say 8 to 10, or you have a dumb mesh cap laying your hair flat because you want your wig cap to lay flat on your head. Bear in mind that we are going to be using the inches part of the tape measure, and we'll be using the metal part as our guide to know where the number stops. So the first measurement is the circumference of the head, and as you are seeing me, I'm putting the tape measure behind my ear because that is where your wig cap will be laying, behind your ear. So we'll take the circumference of our head, then we'll continue with the rest of the measurements. The circumference of our head is at 21, so we're going to move on to the next measurement, that is from the hairline to the nape. So from the hairline to the nape, mine is around a 13 or a 13.5. Our next measurement is from ear to ear around the hairline, and that is what we are going to be doing just along your hairline or around your hairline and measuring from ear to ear. And mine is a 12 inch, and after that we'll move on to the ear to ear over the top of our head. Mine is a 12.5. Then we move to the nape, from one end of the nape to the other, and mine is a inch 5. Then the last one is from temple to temple. So you see some people have their temple a little bit forward like mine, so from temple to temple, and mine is a 17 inch. Once we are done, we are going to be transferring it onto our blockhead. The blockhead has two sides, the flat side which represents the face and the curved side which obviously represents the back of the head. So some blockhead have a very distinct flat side and a curved back, but mine doesn't really have it, judging from the side of the blockhead. So I'm just going to make do with. Bear in mind that I used my head measurements to show us how we could go about the measurements and transfer it, but the wig I'm going to be making is for a client, so I'll be using hair measurements from this point onwards. I have to emphasize that all head sizes and shapes are not the same. I might have a size 21 circumference head and my clients might have the same circumference of head, but the other measurements could be different. So I would always recommend that you take your client's head measurement and do not assume. So as usual, we are going to be using the inside of the measuring tape, and we already know the circumference of my client is a 21, so I'm using a 21 inch block. So the first thing we are going to be measuring is we want to know where the hairline of our client will start. We are going to be measuring 9 inches from the bottom of the block cap all the way to the top. So we will pin that down, and that is where our hairline is going to start from. The 9 inches is because for most of our clients, from the chin to the client's hairline is a 9-inch, but that doesn't really matter if the client's measurement is not even a 9-inch. We're just going to place it at a 9-inch and make sure that our wig cap doesn't go past that point. So from this point, I already told you I have my client's measurement, and from her hairline to the nape is 13-inch. Going to use my T-pins and push it at where the measurement ends. So my client's nape to nape is 5-inch. Using my 13-inch point as my middle line, I'm going to measure half of the 5-inch on the left and half of the 5-inch on the right. Then I'll pin it down. So I'm going to be making sure that I align all the pins with the 13-inch points so that they are all on the same line. So the next measurement is from ear to ear over the top of our head, and that for my client is 12. After measuring the ear to ear over the top of the head, I dragged the measuring tape to the hairline, and my ear to ear along the hairline was 11, so perfectly, and I'm not going to pin my part. Now we're going to move to the temple to temple, and my client's temple to temple is a 15. If you find this video informative, please do not forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below. This allows my videos to be recommended to other people. So this is simply how to transfer head measurements for a glueless wig. So then we are going to move on to put our mesh cap onto our block head to begin marking the points. There are different types of caps that you can use, but I prefer to use the mesh cap because it's breathable, it's steady, and it sits perfectly on the head. And it's not expensive. You can get it from any of your local beauty supply store. For a size 21 block head, the equivalent mesh cap is a size small, but I'm going to show you why I always prefer to use a one size bigger cap. For any mesh cap, the V-shaped side goes to the back and the wider shaped side goes to the front. You're going to align that with your block head, then you start pinning it down. As you can see, the block head has 3 lines at the front, so I'm going to align the middle of the mesh cap to the middle line. So you see how it's difficult for me to stretch the cap to be able to pin the nape. This shows the wig cap is going to be small and my client is going to find it uncomfortable when she puts it on her head. So I'm going to change this to a medium-sized cap. Then I'll proceed with pushing in my pins at exactly where I have my measurements. You see how this cap sits comfortably and is able to be adjusted. That is how I prefer it, so I will be able to adjust it to my preferred measurements. Once I'm done pushing the pins onto the mesh cap, I'm going to recheck my measurements to make sure that I'm on the right path. Then I'll begin to sew down the excess cap to make sure the wig fits perfectly on my client's head. With a simple thread and needle, I'm just going to sew down the excess mesh cap. I just want to say a very big thank you for all the support you guys have shown me this year. I wouldn't have been here without you. We are almost at a 1K before this video goes up, and I want to say I am very grateful. And please do keep on supporting me. I know I haven't been that consistent, but I know I will do better next year. The subscribe, like, share and comment is entirely free. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it really helps my video to be recommended to others. So please do share, like and subscribe for your girl, because it really goes a long way to help my channel. So this is how the video comes to an end, and as you can see, our wig cap is as glueless as we can get it. Watch out for the next video where I'll show you how I'm going to sew down my hair tracks onto the wig. So until we meet again in my next video, bye.